In this episode, Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about heat exposure. Now, he has a huge warning about heat exposure. Anytime you're talking about heating up your body, you need to be very cautious because unlike cooling down, where you have a fairly broad range of cold temperatures that you can go into before it's damaging to tissue, you don't get to heat up the brain and body very much before you get into the realm of neuron damage. And neurons in the central nervous system and brain and spinal cord, once they're damaged, they don't come back. As always, I highly suggest if you have the time, listen to the entire episode on Spotify or iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. One of the first things that Huberman talks about in this podcast episode is this huge study that was done on saunas. The temperature was between 176 degrees Fahrenheit and 212 degrees Fahrenheit for between 10 and 20 minutes. They compared people who did the sauna once a week versus 2 to 3 times per week versus 4 to 7 times per week. They found that the people who did the sauna 2 to 3 times per week had 27% less likely death from a cardiovascular event than people who did the sauna only once per week. People who did the sauna 4 to 7 times per week were 50% less likely to die from a cardiovascular event than the once per week group as well. Okay, but what does Huberman himself do? Which brings me to a new segment that I'm going to call, what do these experts actually do? Experts. He does 3 times per week in a dry sauna at around 20 minutes after working out, usually later at night. And as always, you can sub out the sauna for a hot tub or a hot bath. The idea is you just want to raise your core temperature by any means necessary. The sauna is just one of the easiest ways you can do this. Heat exposure for 12 minutes paired with a 6-minute cool down in 50 degrees Fahrenheit water or a shower 4 times through had a significant decrease in cortisol levels. So if you're going through a stressful period in your life, give that circuit a try. Sauna use can increase heat shock proteins, which may help extend your lifespan. Saunas can also increase FOXO3, which upregulates a way of clearing out your dead cells. It's kind of like house cleaning. This can help with cognition and other health aspects, and it may even increase your lifespan. Now, if you remember from my summary of the cold exposure episode, linked here, we need about 11 minutes of cold exposure per week. And if we pair that with around 57 minutes of heat exposure per week, we will dramatically increase our metabolism. And we get a significant increase in brown fat cells. Huberman also mentions a pretty wild study on increasing growth hormone with sauna use. In this study, they increased growth hormone by 16-fold. They did 2 hours total of sauna exposure at 176 degrees Fahrenheit, broken up into 30-minute sessions with a cool down break. They tested their growth hormone levels before and after the sessions, and after the first day, they had a 16 times increase in growth hormone. So why not do this every day? Your body is going to adapt to this. If it was 16 times fold increase in growth hormone after the first day, when they did it 2 days later, they only got a 3-fold increase in growth hormone. And 2 days after that, they found they're only getting a 2 times increase in growth hormone. If your only goal is to increase growth hormone, which is totally fine, Huberman recommends doing this 2-hour session that's broken up into mini sessions every 10 days, or about 3 times per month. Now, I do something similar because I know the sauna helps me sleep. The heat exposure forces my body to lower my core temperature. And lowering your core temperature helps you get to sleep easier, and it helps hitting that like and subscribe button. You should also be drinking 16 ounces of water per 10 minutes of being in the sauna. He also talks about mood and well-being. Regular sauna use can help make things that feel good to you feel even better. Huberman also outlined a 2018 study that found that higher frequency sauna use lowered your risk for future psychotic disorders. 175 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 hour per week is the best protocol for cardiovascular health benefits and doing it after exercise. And that's it. See you in the next one.